Hey, sweetie, how's your day going?
Hi, Kev. It's been good. Just finished up some chores. How about you?
Busy as usual at work, but your amazing lunch gave me the energy boost I needed.
Aw, I'm so glad to hear that. I really enjoy cooking for you.
And I'm so grateful for it. Seriously, Shelly, your meals are the highlight of my day.
You're too kind. I worry sometimes that cooking and cleaning is all I'm good for, though.
What? No way, that couldn't be further from the truth.
You really think so? I feel like I don't contribute much else.
Shelly, listen, you keep our whole life running smoothly. The spotless house, the home cooking, I appreciate it all so much. My ex never put in a fraction of the effort you do. I didn't know it was possible to be this happy and cared for.
Wow, I had no idea you felt that way. That means a lot to me.
I mean every word. I feel so lucky to have you as my wife. You're everything I ever wanted.
I feel just as lucky, you know? When I downloaded the matchmaking app, I never imagined I'd find such a wonderful husband.
I know, right? Taking a chance on that service was the best decision we ever made. Oh, I've been meaning to mention, I looked into those part-time jobs you were considering, found some solid options I think you'd like.
Oh, perfect. I'd love to take a look. It'd be great to have a little extra income.
About that, I actually wanted to ask you something, and please know that I hate to even suggest this.
Suggest what? What's going on, Kevin?
I was talking to my mom earlier. She's really been struggling lately with Dad's care. You know, her ankle's been giving her trouble. It's getting harder for them to manage on their own.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Caregiving is incredibly tough. I really feel for your mom.
She actually asked if we might consider, and I know this isn't what we planned, but she wondered if we could possibly move in with them for a while, just until the situation improves.
Move in with them? But Kevin, we agreed before we got married that we wouldn't do that.
I know, believe me, I know, and I don't want to either. I would never ask if Mom wasn't so desperate.
Wow. I mean, this is a huge thing to process. We've barely been married a month.
I completely understand. I hate springing this on you. I told Mom I'd have to talk it over with you first.
I appreciate you telling me, but Kevin, your parents live over an hour away. What would I do about work? And if I have a late shift, I can't afford taking Ubers every day.
Well, worst case, maybe you could stay at a hotel those nights or crash with a friend.
I don't know. This would completely uproot the life we've started building together. What if we kept our apartment for now and I just went to help out during the days until they can get into an assisted living facility like we talked about before?
I totally get where you're coming from, but I'd be worried sick about you traveling so late at night. The city's not always safe. Plus, in the long run, we'll most likely inherit the house from them, so it might be worth the sacrifice, you know?
I understand that, but I really don't like the idea of making such a huge decision based on maybe inheriting a house. This goes against everything we discussed and agreed to. You have to see that. I need time to really think this over.
Of course, and I'm not trying to pressure you. I know it's asking a lot. I'll support you no matter what. I just know that in your shoes, anyone would want to help their crying, struggling parents. And with your big heart, I believe you'll make the right call. Why don't you sleep on it? I'm happy to talk it through more tomorrow. I'll do whatever I can to make it work.
Okay, I'll think about it, but no promises. This would be a massive change for both of us.
I know, but we'd get through it together. You're the strongest, most capable woman I've ever met. I have total faith in you.
I appreciate that. I really do. Let me take some time to wrap my head around it first, though, okay?
Of course, take all the time you need. I'll be here whenever you're ready to talk more. Love you.
I love you too. I just wasn't expecting something this huge to come up so soon. But we'll figure it out.
We absolutely will, one way or another. You're my top priority. Never forget that. Get some rest for now.
Thanks, I will. You too. Talk to you tomorrow. Good night, Kev.
Good night, beautiful. Sweet dreams.
Kevin, what's going on? Why are movers at your parents' house unloading all of my things?
Oh, good, so they made it there okay. I knew they were fast, but wow, I'm impressed.
Fast? Kevin, did you arrange this without telling me?
Well, I figured since it's pretty much decided we're moving in, might as well get your stuff settled so you don't have to stress over it.
Pretty much decided? When did I agree to anything? I told you I needed time to think.
Come on, Shelly, we both know it's the right thing to do given the situation. I'm just streamlining the process.
By going behind my back and moving all of my belongings without even checking with me first? How is that okay?
I didn't go behind your back. I'm telling you now, aren't I? And what's the big deal? You were gonna move in anyway eventually.
The big deal is that you can't just make huge decisions like this without me. That's not how a marriage works.
Relax, it's just stuff. I'm trying to help. You're blowing this way out of proportion.
No, I'm not. You're completely steamrolling over my feelings and opinions. How can you not see that?
I do see your point, but I also see two aging parents who desperately need our help. Sometimes we have to put family first.
But I am your family now, too. Your wife. And you're acting like my voice doesn't matter at all in this decision.
Of course your voice matters, but you were taking so long to decide, and Mom's health is getting worse by the day. Someone had to take action.
But not by forcing my hand and ignoring everything I said. I told you I wasn't ready. You promised you'd give me time.
And how much time is enough, Shelly? Another week? Month? My parents need help now!
I understand that, but you're completely cutting me out of a massive life choice. What about what I need?
I didn't realize being there for my parents in their time of need was such an imposition for you.
It's not about that, and you know it. I'd move mountains to help them, but I have to be involved in the decision.
Well, the decision is pretty much made now, so I guess we'll just have to deal with it, won't we?
No way. I will not be harassed into doing something I'm not ready for. This is so wrong on so many levels.
I really don't get why you're fighting this so hard. You said yourself you were leaning towards moving in. I was just staying ahead of schedule.
There's a huge difference between leaning towards something and being shoved into it against my will.
Against your will? Seriously? You're making me out to be some kind of monster when all I did was try to help everyone out.
You did not have my consent to pack up my entire life and move it. How can you possibly not see how messed up that is?
Look, what's done is done. Your stuff is at the house. At least come stay for a few weeks and see how it goes.
Do not try to make me out to be the unreasonable one here. You completely violated my trust. I don't even know what to say to you right now.
Say you'll give it an honest chance, that's all I'm asking. If you really hate it, we can reassess, but at least meet me halfway here.
This isn't meeting halfway. This is you giving me no choice but to go along with a decision you made unilaterally.
I had to do it for my parents' well-being. I won't apologize for that. Family takes care of family.
I have been taking care of them. I've been at their house every single day helping your mom.
And I appreciate that, I really do. But you know the situation is getting more serious. They need round-the-clock support now.
Then hire a caregiver. Put them in assisted living like we discussed. There are other options here.
Those options cost money we don't have. Money is tight, you know that. This solves everything.
Wow, I can't believe you just threw that in my face. As if I haven't been working my butt off as a housewife.
I'm not saying you don't work hard, but you have to admit your low income makes a difference, so it's a win-win.
No, it's a win for you and a huge loss for me. For my autonomy, my consent, my equal say in this marriage.
Okay, now you're just being dramatic. It's a less than ideal situation, sure, but you're acting like I'm some kind of control freak.
From where I'm standing, that's exactly what this feels like. Controlling and dismissing my feelings.
I can't keep arguing in circles with you. Bottom line, they're my parents and I have to do what's best for them. End of story.
And I guess what's best for me just doesn't factor in, huh? Good to know where I stand in this marriage.
For crying out loud, I'm trying to balance everyone's needs. You're not making it easy.
No, you know what's not easy? Watching my husband make a life-changing decision for me and then act like I'm the problem for being upset.
Clearly, we're getting nowhere with this conversation. I have to get back to work. We'll talk more later when you've calmed down.
When I've calmed down? Ugh, wow, you really have no clue how much you've hurt me here, do you?
I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to hold this family together. You're being so stubborn about this whole thing.
I'm not being stubborn. I'm standing up for myself. But clearly, that doesn't matter to you.
You know what? Think whatever you want. I have to go. I'll check in later. Hopefully, you'll be more reasonable then.
More reasonable? More obedient and compliant to your demands, you mean?
Keep twisting my words. That's really helpful. I can't do this right now, Shelley. We'll talk later.
Will we, though? Or will you make another life-changing decision for me while I'm not looking?
Enough! I'm done with this conversation. Get back to me when you can discuss this like an adult.
That's rich coming from the person who just threw an adult tantrum and moved my belongings without my consent. Kevin, are you reading this? Unbelievable. What the hell is happening to my life right now? Kevin, I can't do this anymore. Your parents' house has become unbearable.
What are you talking about? Mom says you're doing great there.
Great? Kevin, your mom gets drunk and screams at me. Your dad won't lift a finger to help with anything.
He's just a little absent-minded, that's all. And Mom's probably just stressed from all the changes.
Absent-minded? He threw a plate at my head yesterday because I forgot to buy his favorite beer.
He did what? Shelley, I'm sorry. I had no idea it had gotten that bad.
Bad? Kevin, it's been a living hell since the day I moved in. Your parents treat me like their personal slave. I'm up at dawn cooking and cleaning for them. I drive them around all day to their appointments and errands. I stay up late doing laundry and meal prep for the next day. I barely have a minute to myself.
I know it's a lot of work, but you're doing an amazing job. Mom and Dad rave about you all the time.
Because I'm waiting on them hand and foot 24/7. That's not a compliment, Kevin. It's exploitation.
Whoa, don't you think that's a bit of an exaggeration? You're helping family, not working in a sweatshop.
Helping family? I've become a full-time, unpaid caregiver against my will. There's no helping about it. Every single day, I'm subjected to your dad's anger issues and your mom's drunken abuse. Do you have any idea what that's like?
Okay, I hear ya. It sounds really tough. I'm sorry you're dealing with all that.
You're sorry? That's all you have to say? I've been begging you for help for weeks, and all I get is, sorry it's hard.
Shelly, I don't know what you want me to do here. My hands are tied with work. You know that. I can't be there all the time.
I want you to do something. Hire a caregiver, put them in assisted living, anything to get me out of this nightmare.
Come on, it can't be that bad. I'm sure if we all just sit down and talk it out.
I'm being emotionally and verbally abused every single day. And you don't even care.
Of course I care, but what do you expect me to do? I can't just abandon my job. Someone has to pay the bills.
So my choices are to either be a full-time punching bag for your parents or have no money for basic necessities. Do you hear yourself?
You're being really unfair, Shelly. I'm doing my best to juggle everything. You knew this would be hard.
Hard, yes. Soul-crushing and abusive? No. I never signed up for that. And if you really cared, you'd move heaven and earth to get me out of here.
Shelly, I think you're overreacting. It's an adjustment period. Just give it a little more time. I'm sure it'll get better.
Overreacting? Kevin, listen to me. Your mother's drinking is out of control. Your father is verbally and physically abusive. I have bruises from where he grabbed me and shook me because I didn't make the macaroni the way he likes it.
He what? Shelly, why didn't you tell me this sooner? That's completely unacceptable.
I've been telling you for weeks that things are bad here. You just haven't been listening.
You're right, I haven't been listening. Not really. God, Shelly, I'm so sorry.
I don't need you to be sorry. I need you to do something. I can't live like this anymore. I won't. This isn't the life I signed up for. It's not the marriage I thought I was entering into.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I've been dismissive, and I've minimized what you're going through. I think I just didn't want to face how bad it had gotten, but that's not an excuse. Let me talk to Mom and Dad. I'll tell them things need to change immediately.
Talk to them? Kevin, I'm way past the stern talking to stage. I need real, concrete solutions, and I need them now. I cannot spend another day in this house. I won't. It's destroying me.
Okay, I understand. Let me see if I can find an assisted living placement for them ASAP, and in the meantime, I'll hire a full-time caregiver to take over for you. I'll make some calls today.
And what am I supposed to do in the meantime? Just suck it up and take the abuse?
No, absolutely not. You shouldn't be subjected to that for one more second. Is there somewhere else you can stay for a few days? With a friend or family member? Just until I can get this sorted out.
Oh, so now I'm the one who has to leave. Well, you keep promising to fix things, just like you have been for months.
That's not what I meant. I just want you to be safe and supported while I handle this. You've been through hell and you need a break. I should be the one to deal with my parents now.
You're right. I do need a break. A permanent one. I can't do this anymore, Kevin. I can't be married to someone who doesn't prioritize my safety and well-being. I've reached my limit. I want a divorce.
Shelly, please, let's not make any rash decisions. I know I've handled this horribly, but I want to make it right. I love you. I don't want to lose you. Just give me a chance to fix this.
It's too late, Kevin. The damage is done. You've shown me where your priorities lie, and it's not with me. I've been begging you for help, and you've dismissed me at every turn. I can't trust that you'll follow through now. I can't trust you to have my back.
I will. I swear I will. I know I've let you down. I've failed you in every way, but this is our marriage we're talking about. Please, Shelly, I'm begging you, don't give up on us. I'll do whatever it takes to make this right.
It's not about what you'll do, Kevin. It's about what you've already done. Or rather, what you haven't done. I needed you. I was drowning, and I needed you to save me. But you left me to fend for myself. And in the process, I've realized I don't need you at all. I can save myself.
Shelly, please, you're not thinking clearly. You're exhausted and traumatized. I get it, but we can get through this together. I love you more than anything. I'll get you out of that house today. I'll do anything.
Kevin, stop. Just stop. It's over. I'm done. No amount of desperate promises is going to change that now. I stayed in that abusive situation for far too long, waiting for you to step up, waiting for you to put me first, and you never did. I can't unsee that. I can't unknow what I know now about where I stand with you.
Where you stand is right beside me. You're my whole world, Shelly. You have to know that. Please, I'm on my knees here. I'll make my parents move out. I'll get us a new place, a fresh start.
A fresh start? Kevin, you've broken my trust on a fundamental level. There's no fresh start after that. You put your parents' comfort over my safety and sanity over and over and over again. This isn't about living situations anymore. It's about you showing me that I will always come second, and I deserve better than that.
No, Shelly, that's not true. I know I've made it seem that way, and I'll never forgive myself for that. But you've always been my #1 priority. I just lost sight of that, and I'll regret it for the rest of my life. But I'm seeing clearly now. I'll put you first always, from here on out.
It's too late for that now. The time to put me first was when I was begging you for help, and you turned a blind eye. The time to prioritize me was before it ever got this bad, before I had to give you an ultimatum. I've given you so many chances to show up for me, Kevin, and you failed every single time.
I know I have, and I'll have to live with that failure for the rest of my life. But please, Shelly, don't let my mistakes cost us our marriage. I'll spend every day making this up to you.
I'm sorry, Kevin, but I'm done. I don't trust you anymore. I don't feel safe with you anymore. And once that's gone in a marriage, there's no getting it back. We're broken in a way I don't think can be repaired.
Don't say that, please. We can fix this. I know we can. I'll do anything, Shelly. Therapy, counseling, whatever it takes. Just don't give up on me, on us. I know I've given you every reason to, but I'm begging you for one more chance.
Kevin, I've given you more chances than I can count, and you've proven that I can't depend on you. I've been alone in this marriage for a long time now. I just didn't want to admit it to myself. But I'm admitting it now, and I'm choosing to walk away before I lose any more of myself.
Shelly, please. Please don't do this. I love you. I need you. You're my everything.
If that were true, you would have been there for me when I needed you the most, but you weren't. I have to do what's right for me now, and staying in this marriage isn't it. Goodbye, Kevin. I'll have my lawyer contact you about the divorce proceedings.
Shelly, wait! Please! Can we just talk about this?
I have to go. Don't contact me again.
Shelly! Shelly!
We're already divorced, Kevin.
I know, but I really need help. I can't handle the caregiving alone.
Your mom's there, isn't she?
Mom's been going out drinking and got hurt again.
She seemed fine enough to go partying. Her last sprained ankle was from being drunk too, wasn't it?
And it's your fault she's gotten more demanding. She's pushing all the housework on me now, too. She says I should do it since you used to. I'm really struggling here.
You told me to take care of them, so I did.
It's your fault Mom's gotten even more spoiled. At least you did the bare minimum.
Maybe try another matchmaking service for a new caregiver? Now I see what happened. You were so kind until we moved in. Then you flipped overnight. I wasn't doing nothing while caring for them.
What were you doing then?
I contacted your ex-wife and learned the real reason for your divorce.
Why would you do something like that?
Because when I was living there, I was nothing but a caregiver. You never came home. And, just as I suspected, you pulled the same trick with your ex-wife.
She was useless anyway. Had to get something out of her in the end.
So caregiving was your scheme from the start. Your ex-wife was in the same situation as me. You target older women on dating apps, act nice at first, then suddenly force them into caregiving and living with your parents.
Shut up! Taking care of your husband's parents is normal!
Then you should have been upfront about needing live-in care from the start.
Nobody would marry me if I said that!
See, you just admitted it.
No! I was attracted to how responsible and kind you were. I married you because I liked you.
If you really liked me, you wouldn't force me to move in. You would have listened to me more. You never took me seriously when I told you about problems at your parents' house.
I thought you'd do what I said. I thought you'd listen to me. I figured a quiet, serious woman would do what she was told.
There are other ways to support you. We could have hired caregivers or used assisted living. Even daily visits would have worked.
Living together was the best idea in my situation.
Maybe it was, for you. You just wanted free care and convenient timing. Your ex-wife told me everything. You kept promising assisted living, but never made any arrangements.
Stop it! You understand how hard caregiving is? I'll help this time, Shelly. Please give me another chance. My parents say you were the most capable and considerate.
I'm never going back to that caregiving situation. They never called me by name. They called me the new one. Just another caregiver, not a wife or daughter-in-law. I was their servant for 2 months. Your mom's demanding personality won't change just because I'm there. You're only calling because you can't find a new wife, right?
That's not true!
So you found someone?
I haven't looked because I know there aren't any caregiving wives left.
No, you mean you can't look. The dating app banned you.
What? Did you say something to them? They told me they couldn't help because I just got married!
I told them everything that happened. You're probably blacklisted at all the local services now.
You're the worst! You've ruined my life! Do you know how much I spent on that matchmaking service?
Don't talk to me about ruining lives after what you did to me. If you'd been honest from the start, things might have been different, but you were just looking to exploit kindness. If you'd actually loved me, we could have worked through this normally. It was all just talk.
Assisted living costs a fortune!
I could have worked. There were plenty of options. If you just talked to me instead of forcing everything.
Shelley, I'm sorry. Really sorry. I was so simple-minded.
Yes, and you misunderstood what marriage means.
Let's start over! We can work through this together!
That would only work if you actually loved me. Our relationship was broken from the start. You only saw me as a caregiver. It's too late for regrets now. Kevin still hasn't found anyone else to marry. I hear he's exhausted, caught between work and his increasingly demanding mother. He tried registering at another dating app by lying about his income and divorce history, but potential matches investigated his background and discovered the lies. He was banned from that service too. He called me crying multiple times, begging me to come back, but we're strangers now. I finally changed my phone number because the calls were becoming a nuisance. I've returned to single life and gone back to work, starting fresh. It was a bitter experience, but I'm determined never to repeat it. I'm working on developing better judgment about men, though I'm taking a break from dating and marriage for a while, focusing instead on recovering from the stress of caregiving and living with his parents. If another chance at love comes along, I hope to find someone who's sincere and willing to communicate properly. Until then, I'm actively pursuing self-improvement and personal growth.